Greetings. Let's chat about planting seeds, GIS education, reflections, and guidance. Geographic Information Systems, education, reflections, and guidance. Joseph Kursky here with you, geographer, educator, GIS professional. Happy to be with you today to talk about this important topic. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for being such wonderful, visionary colleagues who are clearly making a positive difference in our world, on your campuses, in your schools, and in the lives of your students. We have some very significant global to local challenges, don't we? What's where, why is it there, and why do we care is more pertinent now than ever before, given the challenges before us in human health, energy, natural hazards, population change, climate, and much more. I truly believe with all my heart that geotechnologies and spatial thinking are absolutely essential to the future of education and society. One important component of the GIS education network is the Esri education team. I served there for 18 years and I have the highest regard for them. One challenge for you watching this to consider: who else besides the Esri education team would make an important partner in your efforts? A nonprofit, a company, an educational society, someone else? What is clear is that GIS has changed, as you can see here, with enormous implications on teaching and learning. I'll let you soak these in for a moment. Forces such as these, acting inside and outside GIS, affect what, how, and why we do what we do. Geo-awareness, geo-enablement, GIS, geotechnologies in the cloud, crowdsourcing, storytelling with maps, again, affect what, how, and why we do what we do. None of us can learn all the tools. These are just the ArcGIS tools, the Esri family of products. Thus, we need each other. It is clear that more competition exists, including online programs. This, coupled with demographic changes and changing expectations for higher education and society, presents us with unique challenges. For more, see my essay and video entitled "Sometimes Change Brings Innovation: GIS in Higher Education." GIS software is easier to use than ever before. Tutorials are graphics-laden and rigorous, and the AI tools will further reduce the immersion that students will need to have with the GIS interface. Yet your role will continue to be vital as an instructor. You are framing the inquiry. See my other 15 reasons to embrace GIS as a teaching tool here. You are modeling problem-solving and lifelong learning, providing the content knowledge and perspective. All three legs of this geoliteracy stool are important. How can we future-proof our curriculum? In part to keep these at the forefront. 5 forces: geo-awareness, geo-enablement, geotechnology in the cloud, crowdsourcing, and storytelling with maps. Also, 5 trends: BIM, CAD, GIS merging, 3D analysis, enterprise interoperable GIS, AI, real-time data and analytics. Also, teaching the fundamentals and not dwelling on the interface. The interfaces will change. GIS as a platform with components is a huge influencer on what, how, and where we teach. The ability to pick and choose which components of GIS to use in any course or program, as opposed to the past practice of everyone learning a large block and the same block of content and skills in GIS, is an amazing, wonderful advent of modern GIS. But yet it is also a challenge. Where do you start? What do you do next? Etc. So GIS as a platform with components is amazing, but also a challenge. What will students need to know? Building apps, coding, serving data, communicating, analysis, and more. Instructors may have to give up some of their long, tried and true lessons. I've done this as well, and I know it's painful. You've spent a lot of hours developing these lessons. But think innovatively about what will students need to be doing in the workplace. A focus on ethics, communicating with maps, infographics, dashboards, and other visualizations, along with, dare I say, cartography, is rising, and I think that will continue. Assessment instruments are changing, less on exams and even long final projects, with more of a focus on short projects using story maps and other apps, oral presentations, videos, and other creative ways of assessing student learning. The model of individualized instruction, which is popular in art departments, customized learning, and other innovations is growing. It brings me geo-joy to see that fieldwork is on the rise in many disciplines. Let's keep it going. Even if it is just on your own campus, even if you can't get out into the field beyond your campus, there's plenty to do on your own campus, especially with GIS. It is clear that modern GIS tools and workflows, as I'm demonstrating here right now, are suitable to today's education environment. Face-to-face courses, hybrid, and online. It's absolutely amazing what we have at our fingertips nowadays, being able to do what I'm doing right now. For further insight, in this case, on litter in a community, but it could be tree species, it could be noise, it could be water quality, historical homes, community gardens, weather, and much more. Geography is my home discipline, as many of you know, but embedding geospatial beyond GEO-Enviro-GIS programs, in other words, in other disciplines beyond those programs, is the key for a healthy future for geotechnology and spatial thinking in academia, universities, and schools. Grappling with the disjointedness between how we structure academia and interdisciplinary programs is an ongoing challenge, I recognize. But that is the key for a healthy future. Beyond GEO-Enviro-GIS, spatial thinking needs to be in economics, business, data science, sociology, engineering. Here's an example, business. Innovative examples are growing. The 10 Across program at Arizona State, the Atlas program at CU Boulder looking at technology and society, the Beautiful Maps course at Jacksonville State, and many, many more. And in mathematics, as my co-authors and I share in this new book with 65 activities that are hands-on and focus on measurement, expression building, set theory, and much more. There is a widening diversity of users of GIS. This presents challenges in what, how, and when we teach GIS. But bring the challenges on. GIS has always been a disruptor. Opportunity awaits. More campuses are embracing GIS in administration and in campus facilities, campus safety, etc. This presents internship opportunities for students and lends support for GIS in teaching and research. Along these lines, there is an increased need for courses that integrate CAD, computer-aided drafting and design, BIM, building information management, and GIS. In other words, the interior versus the exterior space mapping. There is also a need to teach systems integration and enterprise. Why aren't there more faculty doing what Dr. D. Yang was doing at the University of Wyoming? Teaching enterprise GIS. Perhaps partner with your computer science department to make this successful and to pull this off. Librarians have key roles on campuses, especially geospatial librarians. Philip White, Chris Theory, Diane Fritz, Lorraine Cantwell, here in Colorado with me, Miriam Olivares, Amy Work, many others around the world. See the new Esri Press ebook for case studies, and as an advocacy tool, this may be very useful. But even if you don't have a geospatial librarian, keep thinking innovatively about courses and programs. There are challenges I recognize. You may need to merge or change your program name or department. Consider changing the titles for some of your courses. Digital Earth, Smart Planet. Steve Hick and I at the University of Denver forged a Digital Earth course in 2024, and it continues to this day. GIS Introduction or Intermediate GIS don't resonate very well anymore with a large body of students. Call it something exciting. It is exciting. Let's call it that. Consider an advisory board for your program. with representations from academia, even outside your university, government, industry, independent consultants such as myself, nonprofit, and others. Consider, how can we work more effectively with K-12 education? I and others have been working in the K-12 space for many years. There's obviously a great linkage between K-12 and community colleges and universities. How can we work more effectively with GIS for the K-12 community? Consider research and publishing in the GIS education space. This is critically needed. Despite the embedding of GIS in our everyday lives, GIS is still hidden, like the sand grains in a conglomerate. Cobbles and boulders in a conglomerate could be considered as recognizable disciplines: chemistry, biology, mathematics. But the sand grains between those cobbles and boulders is sort of like GIS. Articulating its value is more important than ever, as I do in my series of elevator speeches on actual elevators. Feel free to use these videos of mine, but in the end, make these articulated statements your own voice. In conclusion, we have a wonderful, diverse, amazing, innovative community. Good tools, rich data sets, and more. Let's continue to challenge each other and our colleagues in other disciplines to move spatial thinking forward in deeper and richer ways for the betterment of our campuses, our students, and society. Thanks for being with me today as we chat about planting seeds, GIS, education reflections, and guidance. I hope this was useful for you, and I look forward to your comments.